Okay, today we're going to make a shuriken or a ninja star, and we're going to be using polygons, circle patterns, and working axes today. So some new things. Click New, Standard IPT. Let's make our home view go isometric style, and we're going to go to the origin XZ plane, make a new sketch. Okay, we're going to use a polygon today, so click your polygon and make this not six, but 5 sides. We're going to do 5 sides. Just bring your mouse right here to the center to turn green and click, and we got a 5-sided polygon. Go ahead and click Done. Now we're going to dimension one of these sides. So click here and then click here. We're going to dimension this, and this dimension we're going to make 1. So each side is going to be 1 inch. Click Finish Sketch. We are now going to extrude. So we're going to extrude this out, and we're going to extrude it to 0.05. So 0.05 inches up. Click OK. Now we got this nice little polygon here. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to cut a hole around one of these corners. So go ahead and click your top face, make a new sketch, and what we're going to do is grab our point tool and put a point just right here next to this edge right here, and I'm going to bring my top view towards me. Now I'm going to dimension this point. I'm going to dimension it to this line, and I'm going to dimension it to this line. So I'm going to click the point and click here, bring my dimension out. I'm going to click the point and click to this line, dimension out, and I'm going to make each of these points 0.18 inches. So 0.18, and this one 0.18. Alright, now our point is exactly the same distance from either side. Click Finish Sketch, go to our isometric view. I'm going to create a hole right here where this point was, and I'm going to do termination through all, and the size of our point is going to be 1/2 inch, 0.5. Go ahead and click OK. Now we've got this cut out of our polygon. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to duplicate this circle on each of the corners without actually having to draw the point on each corner. This is how we do it. I'm going to click on here and make a new sketch, and I'm going to grab my point tool and go right onto the center of my polygon, and I can tell it's the center because my mouse will turn green. Click Finish Sketch. Now we are going to make what's called a working axis. So I'm going to click on Axis, and I'm going to come up here to my point, click and double click again. Now I've got a work axis, and you can see this yellow line here. This is very important because this is the center where all these things are going to duplicate themselves around. The next thing we're going to do is use something called circular pattern. So find circular pattern, click it, and it's going to ask us for what features we want to copy. So the features we want to copy is this circle. So go ahead and come down here to where the circle is highlighted and click. Now it's going to turn blue. Click on your rotation axis, and here's our rotation axis. Click there, and you're going to see these little green circles show up. Okay, we're almost there. This is wanting to make 6 of them, but we actually want to make 5. So take your placement down to 5, and now you're going to see that the circles are over each corner. Click OK. Now we've got a circle cut around each of these corners. The next thing we want to do is make the blade part of the shuriken. So I'm going to click here and make a new sketch, and I'm going to bring my top view to me. And what I want to do is just choose one of these sides. It can be any one. I'm actually going to rotate this once, and I'm going to make it right here on this one. So I'm going to use my little hand here, and I'm going to move this down so I have a little bit of room to draw here. Grab my line tool, and I'm going to go over here to the edge till it turns green, and I'm going to click, go up to a point, click, go down to this point, and click again, and that's good. Right click on the screen, go to Done, and now I'm going to move this. So go up to this point, grab this and move it. What you want to do is move this until you see the dotted line right in the middle. See how I move this and a dotted line appears on the side? We want the dotted line right in the middle, right down the middle of this. Go ahead and leave it right there. That means that this side and this side are completely, perfectly in the center of our object. So make sure that you see the dotted line. It'll lock it into place right there. Alright, finish sketch. Let's go to isometric view, and I'm actually going to move this around so that I can see it. There we go. And I'm going to extrude this, and 0.05 is the distance that we made this, so that's the same distance I want to make this extrusion. Go ahead and click, and we want to go in this direction. We want to go backwards. and we don't want to make a cut, we want to add material. So I'm going to add material. So I clicked add material and I've gone in this direction, and you should see that the arrow is pointing downwards, meaning that we're making material below. So click OK, and now we've got our little blade part of the shuriken. Now we're going to do the exact same thing that we did with the holes. We are going to do a circular pattern, so click circular pattern. The feature I want to copy is this new extrusion right here, so I'm going to click that, and then I'm going to go to rotation axis and go to my rotation, and it's again going to ask to do 6, but we want to do 5, so enter 5 right here, and you're going to see these blades showing up on each of the corners here. So click OK. Now we've got the blades showing up. Okay, we're almost there. Now what we got to do is we're going to make a chamfer. So click chamfer, and the distance of our extrusion is 0.05, and so we want the distance of our chamfer. We're going to make chamfers on both the top and the bottom of this, and we want the chamfer to be 0.05, and we can do this 0.05 divided by 2. That means that it's going to be half of 0.05. So I'm going to click my top view, and I'm going to click on each of these edges. Okay, so I've done all the top edges at 0.05 divided by 2. Now I'm going to come over here to my little cube. I'm going to click here, click the bottom, and I'm going to go ahead and do it to this one as well, all these edges. Click apply, click cancel. Go back to your isometric view, and we've got these little blades here. If you move your cube around, you can see that the blades exist. These things are sharp on the edges. Okay, the second to last thing we're going to do is I'm going to make one more sketch on the top here, and I'm going to make a point right here where our working axis is. Click finish sketch, and I'm going to go ahead and make a hole right there where the point was. And I'm going to make this hole, the width of this, 0.375. And I'm going to go distance through all, click OK, and now we have a finished shuriken. I can click my home view. There it is in all of its glory. Now I want to get rid of all these yellow lines, okay, all these yellow lines. So what I'm going to do is find all these sketches or work axes that I don't want to see anymore. So right click sketch 5, go to visibility, and we're going to make sure that visibility is off for that. Now I'm going to go to my work axis, right click it, go to visibility, turn the visibility off, and now we have just the shuriken with no yellow lines. We can go to our home view, I can move this thing around, and it's all beautiful, ready to be thrown.